Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm excited to be joined now by head basketball coach Bryan Poore. His team just put on a fantastic performance to knock off Shepherd in the pit last Saturday. So welcome to the show, Coach.
It's always good to be here.
Talk a little bit about that Shepherd game, really a balanced performance from your team offensively.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, I was really pleased with the way we came out on edge defensively. And we continued that for pretty much the entire game. I thought we took them out of everything. Our press was really good. And as a result of our defense, I felt like our offense was very balanced because we were scoring a lot out of our defense. And, to have 6-7 guys in double figures is always tough to guard.
We'll talk a little bit more about the press here in a minute. The game plan versus Shepherd going in. What was adjustments? This was the second time you've seen them this season.
I was really worried about their posts more than anything else because they're very active. Number 33 for them, Chad Moore, is almost a double-double every night out. And I thought we did an outstanding job on their posts, and he didn't hurt us as much. Now, number 23, the other kid inside, did. But I was really worried about them, so I wanted our post to be very active. But also, the pace of the game kind of took them out of the play as well. And we wanted to play fast and make them play at our speed, which we did. Now,
Cookie Miller was named Conference Player of the Week. Last week, he's backed up a 41-point performance with a 39-point performance. Then after that, came back to the pit this past Saturday against Shepherd and had 15 points, 8 assists. Just talk a little bit about Cookie Miller as what kind of player he is.
He's a very dynamic player. He can just do so many different things. He's extremely quick, but he's also a really smart kid, on the court. He knows kind of how the game is flowing and what he needs to do. As you say, he scored 41, he scored 39, shooting a high percentage when he was scoring those points. And then the other night against Shepherd, he didn't need to score as much. And so he had 15 points and I think 6 or 7 or 8 assists. So, he can kind of adapt his game to what the team needs. I think this is seeing inbounds play here with him and Will Thomas. We do a little handoff, and, Cook's just really hard to guard off the dribble. And when he's hitting that three, and then it makes it just doubly difficult because now you can't back off of him and gap him and keep him in front of you. So when he's hitting shots like this, then he's really tough.
And you see the quickness of him there as we slow it down. Just almost impossible to stay in front of this kid.
Yeah, it sure is. And like I say, when he's hitting that jumper, now it is. Because now you can't back up off of him.
Now he had a big milestone, got his 1,000th point in his career as a Yellow Jacket. Second year in a row we saw Doc Jones last year, just played 2 years, and this year. Just talk a little bit about that achievement of scoring 1,000 points in 2 years.
Yeah, that's really something. To do it in 2 years is kind of amazing. But our style of play, we score a lot of points, and Cookie's a fantastic player, and so it was good for him to do it here at home. Caught me a little bit off guard. I thought he was going to break it on the road, but he ended up doing it here at home, which was really special for him.
It seems like every year you really have that go-to scorer. With last year, Doc Jones and Cookie. How important is it to have that guy that can go out and get 30 or 40 for you if you need to?
Yeah, it is. You need somebody. The name of the game is scoring. You're not going to beat anybody 0-0. So you got to score points. And so we like to recruit athletic, versatile guys that can run and jump and guard different people. And then on top of that, we need guys that can put the ball in the basket. Darren Jones, the Jason Emersons, the Teddy Scotts, and all those kind of players, and Cookie falls right in that mold of a guy that can really score.
Now let's talk a little bit about the defense. You mentioned how the defense leads to offense, and we really saw that a lot last week against Shepherd, especially in one play with Corey Bethea, which we'll see here in a second. Just talk a little bit about how your defensive pressure really leads to everything you do offensively.
Yeah, it definitely does. And, it takes you some time to get the guys to really buy into it and understand that, this is the way we're going to play, and get them to do it for 40 minutes. And once we get them to that point, then we really just take teams out of what they're trying to do. In our press sometimes, and I keep telling our players, keep playing, because sometimes, it's an open shot that we're giving up. But because it's a fast sequence and they're not used to shooting that shot that quickly, a lot of times, they'll miss. And so we need to keep playing and run into the plays. And our defense just really kind of, speeds people up and take people out of what they try to do.
Yeah, and we're seeing it right there with the defense maybe forcing an open look. And now we're going to see Poore just kind of break down this play right here.
Yeah, it's just a little press here, and Robbie's on him here, and we get a little bit of ball pressure. And then once we get him dribbling fast, now we're going to come and trap him. He throws it over, and Corey's right there in the passing lane. And then, that's just an athletic play. Corey's finally getting healthy, which has really helped him. I mean, that ankle sprain that he had early on, it really set him back, and he's really getting healthy now and getting his, his ability to go to the basket, to score, and obviously after this play to jump. And that was a good play right there. I told him in the timeout there shortly after, I said, okay, that was a top 10 there. That's tough. And what's great is to see our bench really get excited about it, and over somebody making a great play.
Now you really have kind of solidified your rotation here in the last couple of weeks, it seems like, with your starting lineup. And then you have Corey Bethea, who we just saw, and Robbie Lewis, kind of the main guys there off the bench. And that, the team seems to get better and better every week as these young guys progress.
Yeah, definitely. And I've really been proud of the way Robbie and Corey has come along. They're like you say, getting a little more comfortable, which takes you a little bit of time, getting used to the other players, getting used to the system, and they're really coming along. And what we need now as we hit this stretch run here is, we need Todd Hutchison to stay in the rotation a little bit. I need to get him a few more minutes in case we need him. And then we've got to get, one more post player in there, which hopefully is going to be Isaac Holstein, to give us a few minutes off the bench as well, because, you never know what's going to come. And the other night we were in a little bit of foul trouble, and we used Isaac a little bit, but we got to get him ready for this stretch run.
Now, you mentioned Todd Hutchinson. I actually wanted to talk to you about him. He's a team captain. Just talk about, he adds to this team in a multitude of ways on and off the court. Yeah,
he's been here for 4 years, voted a team captain this year by his teammates, so that tells you what they think of him. Hadn't played a whole lot this year. He's been in there a little bit more this year, but just a great asset. He's a great kid, comes to practice every day enthused and excited, and gives us some energy, and really makes some shots, and he's just been a joy to have on the team.
You got AB coming up on Saturday, and that's a big rivalry for this team. It always seems like it's a tough game, and Coach Zimmerman there at AB, it seems like just a really good coaching matchup.
Yeah, he does a great job, and AB and us over the past 6-7 years have played in some really good games, and some games that mean a lot. Tournament championships, tournament semifinals, NCAA tournament appearances. We've played each other in some tough games, and so I'm sure Saturday will be a good one.
Now, AB is a team that is very disciplined, and that's something that you talked about as something that kind of gives the full court press a little bit of difficulty. What adjustments will you make against that discipline, AB?
Yeah, we'll mix it up a little bit when we come to trap, and either off the dribble or off the first pass, and kind of keep them off balance a little bit. But then again, like I say, we just want them to play at our speed, because we really feel like there's not too many teams that's used to that. West Liberty might be the only one in their conference that is really comfortable playing at that speed. So, try to speed them up a little bit and take them out of what they do. But they are disciplined. They rebound the ball really well, so we're going to have to rebound and contest open shots.
You then take on a Fairmont team that is a really solid defensive team. They like to do the same thing, controlling the pace of the game, but they like to slow it down. What will your strategy be going in there?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, we do what we do, and that's, try to get up in people, 94 feet and press them and get them to play fast. Fairmont's a little bit smaller, so, we're going to have, I think, some matchup difficulties, but they are as well. I think we'll be able to score inside on them a little bit more.
All right. Now, real quick, just want to talk about, you have a week off here. A good time to get your guys healthy. I know Cookie Miller had a little bit of a shoulder stinger. It's a good break for him.
Yeah, it is. My thought on it, I didn't like it, because I really felt like we were kind of hitting a pretty good flow. Saturday I thought was our best performance of the year for the entire game. So, I was kind of wanting to play some more games right now and keep our momentum going. But, on the other hand, Bo's elbow's hurting him a little bit, and Cookie's shoulder. So, get a little bit of rest and then get ready for this stretch run.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for coming on. Yellow Jackets will host AB this Saturday at 4. We will be right back with senior forward Will Thomas.